All right, well, welcome back. Who's up for a rescue project? I've been saying for a while, I've been saying two things for a while. One, I've been saying I want another V12 car. Two, I've been saying no more projects, especially a car that needs to be painted. So, what do we have here? 1990 750 IL, so that ticks the V12 box. Um, a friend of mine bought it to use as a parts car, ended up not using it as a parts car, and it is complete, and it does start and run and move. It's currently running on maybe 9 or 10 cylinders, so definitely needs a little bit of rejuvenation. We're here on location at a friend's shop where it's been sitting for the better part of a year. There might be a little bit of an issue with the title, but I think we can sort that out. And what else can we say? 145,000 miles, black on black. Paint is pretty rough. Interior, we'll walk around it and get some photos inside or some video inside, but interior, it came with some sheepskin seat covers, and that really protected the leather nicely. Unfortunately, someone double side taped the sheepskin seat covers to the leather, so there's some adhesive on the leather that I'm hoping will clean off, and if it does, we're going to have really nice leather. Dash is the same. It's been under a dash mat, which is faded to purple or blue, but the dash underneath is really nice, other than adhesive from double-sided tape holding it on. Tires are, rears are white walls. One is flat. Date code from around 2000 or 2001. I haven't moved it much more than a couple feet because it is on a flat tire, but it does move. So engine starts and runs, brakes work, transmission works. Yeah, so it needs a little bit of everything. The nice thing is there is still another 750 IL parts car that has a lot of trim that I could probably take. Like the door seals on this are pretty bad. That one's got really nice ones. And before that car gets hauled off to the junkyard, I will take as much stuff as I can just in case. So let's get in a little closer, and I'll show you what our starting point is. Some date-coded 2000 white walls on the back. Some evidence of past body work and paint, although nothing is on the Carfax. Hasn't been on the road for about 8 or 9 or 10 years. Interior had sheepskin seat covers on it, which really kept the leather nice. The downside is they use double-sided tape on the front seats, and there's a lot of residue, which this mat is covering, but you can kind of see there and there. Hopefully that will come off, and if it does, we'll have pretty nice interior. Same thing with the dash mat. Dash is really nice underneath, but there is double-sided tape, Velcro stuff holding it all together, and there's going to be residue there. So what can I say? It starts, it moves. It's not running on all 12 cylinders, but it's not running on 6 either, so it's both banks are functioning. I brought a couple of tires to put on the back. I brought spark plugs, the correct ones. I'm going to look at the cap and rotor. We have some other parts on order. Perfect world, we'd get it running good enough to drive it to the shop. Don't know. I may end up just renting a trailer, or maybe seeing about a tow truck, hauling it over. It's probably the smarter thing to do, given the tires that aren't flat are cracked and rotten looking. But I'm a sucker for a rescue project. I've wanted another V12. I had one of these years ago. I actually still have a box of parts somewhere in storage that I can't remember exactly what I have, but I remember I kept it because I thought someday I'm going to get another one. But I think I have like rear window shades and some stuff like that. Maybe a lower Euro driver side lower glove box that goes under the steering wheel area. I think I might have that still. I don't know if I can give that away or not. So let's fire it up, and I'll show you where we're at here. So we got the timepiece taped down to the console. It's a nice touch. Remnants of the old phone. You can really see that adhesive. And the key I have is not the right key. Wonderful. There were 2 keys and on the key ring, and I took one on Friday while the shop was open. So we're not starting it. But at any rate, so it does start. They got it running because it hadn't been running for a while. Didn't do anything to it. I mean, they put a battery in it and put some oil down the cylinders, and it fired up and ran. They had said it was running pretty well. They thought it was running on all 12 back at that time. It's not now, so it could be a lot of things, and it probably needs a lot of things. A little light inside, that's also reassuring. Got the screw holding the panel in for the sunroof. There's absolutely nothing paperwork-wise. But, so at any rate, I'm going to put a non-flat tire on the back. Get rid of that white wall. I brought a couple, maybe I'll replace both the backs. I've got some spark plugs. We'll see how motivated I am to work on this outside. And then we'll kind of go from there. But yeah, paint issues. But hey, it's a V12. It's complete. It's not rusty. California car. Clean title, clean Carfax. Despite some obvious paint work. But Carfax doesn't pick up everything apparently. So we'll check back in a few minutes here. Okay, so I was kind of baffled why I wasn't getting any audio. I thought my mic wasn't working. It turned out my phone was syncing with the Bluetooth in the E66, so it wasn't playing any audio. I thought I was just not recording audio. It was actually trying to play it in the car. So a few hang-ups. Wheel lock, because everybody wants 15-inch chrome style 5s. But those are locked on, so when the shop opens tomorrow, I'll come back and they've got the master key set. Hopefully I can get the wheel locks off. Made a little progress under the hood. So pulled off the caps and rotors. They're not great, but they're not terrible. Passenger side, which I think is bank one, was the screws were not even finger tight and the cap was loose and there was some moisture in it. So yeah, maybe that was where some of the misfires were. I did the 6 plugs on bank one because this is the easy side to get to. One was definitely not firing. 2 looked like they hadn't been for a while, but it looked like the last time it was running they were, because they were somewhat clean at the electrode. Took off some really crusty, the boot here between the throttle body and the mass airflow sensor was glued together, not very well, so I've got new boots coming. Should be here tomorrow, actually, which is Monday. And then tomorrow maybe I'll get the other bank of plugs done, get the tires, the flat tire off. Oh, one thing broken, this little plastic pipe when I was taking the airbox out. Interestingly, I broke one of those recently on my E32 M5 too, so I'll see if their parts car has that I could use. If not, see if we could order it still, and if nothing else, I could put a little fitting in there and just run some hose between that and the expansion tank for now. Oh, and it looks like it's still R12 based on the fittings. As far as when I had it running, the AC, actually the blower doesn't work, so I don't know if the AC was doing anything. It didn't sound like compressor was kicking on. So that'll be it for Sunday here. One thing I noticed, I had some clear coat failure, which there shouldn't be clear coat on a black car from 1990. Got the gold package, gold 750 badge, that's kind of nice. So we will maybe return tomorrow and figure out what else we could do.